Welcome to Guardians of the Skies Fighter Pilots in Action. Today, we delve into the lives of the elite warriors of the skies, exploring their incredible journey and unmatched dedication. These are the men and women who strap themselves into incredibly sophisticated machines, pushing the limits of technology and human endurance. They are the sentinels of our freedom, the first line of defense against those who would seek to harm us from above. Theirs is a world of roaring engines, blistering speeds, and split-second decisions. It's a world that demands unwavering courage, unwavering focus, and an unwavering commitment to duty. Let's take a look at what it takes to be a fighter pilot. Becoming a fighter pilot is not a job for the faint of heart. It's a calling that demands years of intense training, pushing individuals to the very edge of their physical and mental limits. Imagine yourself as a young recruit, standing on the tarmac, the sun glinting off the sleek lines of a fighter jet. The roar of its engine sends a shiver down your spine, a mix of fear and exhilaration. This is where your journey begins, a journey that will test your mettle at every turn. You'll spend countless hours in classrooms poring over flight manuals thicker than dictionaries, mastering the intricate systems that breathe life into these incredible machines. But it's not just about the technical knowledge. You'll be pushed to the limit in simulators that mimic the G-forces and disorientation of aerial combat, honing your reflexes until they become instinct. You'll learn to make life or death decisions in the blink of an eye, to trust your gut and your training when the stakes are at their highest. It's a crucible, no doubt about it. But it's in this crucible that ordinary men and women are forged into extraordinary warriors. And when you finally climb into the cockpit, feeling the weight of that responsibility on your shoulders, you know that you've earned your place among the elite few. To the untrained eye, a fighter jet might seem like a chaotic blur of speed and noise. But to a fighter pilot, it's an extension of themselves, a precision instrument that responds to their every touch. They dance across the sky with an elegance that defies the raw power they wield. They understand the language of lift and drag, of thrust and gravity, and then you're airborne, climbing sharply into the azure canvas of the sky. The ground shrinks beneath you, buildings becoming like toy houses. This is the essence of aerial combat, a ballet of speed and skill. Fighter pilots are at the forefront of military technology, entrusted with some of the most advanced machines ever built. These aren't just airplanes. They're flying supercomputers, bristling with sensors, weapon systems, and capabilities that push the boundaries of engineering. Imagine yourself stepping into the cockpit of an F-35 Lightning II, the pinnacle of modern fighter jet technology. The canopy closes above you, and you're surrounded by a dazzling array of displays and controls. This is your office, a high-tech cocoon that allows you to process vast amounts of information, communicate with your wingman and ground control, and unleash the full fury of your aircraft's firepower. You run your hands over the controls, marveling at their responsiveness. The heads-up display, HUD, projects vital information directly onto your visor, allowing you to track multiple targets, monitor your aircraft systems, and stay one step ahead of the enemy. You're linked to a vast network of sensors and data feeds, giving you a real-time picture of the battlefield that extends far beyond your own line of sight. And at your fingertips are weapon systems that can engage targets with pinpoint accuracy, from long-range missiles to laser-guided bombs. Into the breach, the missions of a fighter pilot. The life of a fighter pilot is a delicate balance between meticulous planning and the ability to adapt to rapidly changing situations. Every mission is a carefully choreographed dance of strategy, skill, and calculated risks. Imagine yourself sitting in the pre-mission briefing, the air thick with anticipation. Maps are spread out on the table, covered in symbols and lines that represent the challenges that lie ahead. You and your fellow pilots pore over the details, memorizing waypoints, target locations, and potential threats. The weight of responsibility settles on your shoulders, lives hang in the balance, and the success of the mission rests on your ability to execute your orders with precision. The mission could be anything from establishing air superiority over a contested airspace to providing close air support for troops on the ground. It could involve intercepting enemy aircraft, striking high-value targets, or conducting reconnaissance flights deep behind enemy lines. Each mission brings its own unique set of challenges, demanding a combination of tactical acumen, technical expertise, and raw courage. You know that the moment you take off, anything can happen. The enemy is unpredictable. The weather can turn on a dime, and mechanical failures are an ever-present risk. But you've trained for this, and you trust in your abilities and the unwavering support of your team. Pushing the limits, the toll of aerial combat. The physical and mental demands on fighter pilots are immense. They operate where the slightest error can have catastrophic consequences, where G-forces can render them momentarily blind, and the constant threat of enemy fire keeps them on edge. Imagine pulling G's in a tight turn, your vision narrowing to a tunnel. Your body feels crushed by an invisible weight, but you must maintain control. Keep flying, stay ahead of the enemy. You rely on your training. Special G-suits help circulate blood and prevent blackouts. The mental pressure is relentless, constantly making split-second decisions, evaluating threats and adjusting tactics in response to aerial combat dynamics. Fear is always there, but you learn to control it, channeling it into focus and determination. Fear can be a powerful motivator, but also paralyzing. You push yourself to the limit, knowing lives hang in the balance. Despite the solitary nature of the cockpit, fighter pilots are anything but lone wolves. They are part of a tight-knit brotherhood, bound together by shared experiences, mutual respect, and an unwavering commitment to their mission. Imagine yourself walking across the tarmac towards your squadron's jets, the sun glinting off their canopies. You exchange salutes and hand signals with the ground crew, their faces a mix of concentration and quiet confidence. You climb into the cockpit and strap yourself in, running through your pre-flight checks with practiced ease. You can hear the chatter of your wingman on the radio, his voice calm and reassuring. You taxi out together, a synchronized ballet of power and precision. You know that once you're airborne, your lives will depend on each other. You'll need to communicate clearly, anticipate each other's moves, and have each other's backs no matter what. In the air, you become a single entity, two minds working in perfect harmony. You watch each other's six, cover each other's flanks, and coordinate your attacks with deadly efficiency. You know that you can trust your wingman with your life, and he knows that he can trust you with his. It's a bond forged in fire, unbreakable and absolute. Fighter pilots stand as symbols of national pride, their images emblazoned on posters, their exploits recounted in history books. They are the embodiment of courage, skill, and dedication, willing to put their lives on the line to protect their country and its ideals. Imagine yourself standing at attention, the roar of a jet engine echoing across the flight line. You watch as the American flag snaps in the wind, a symbol of the freedom you've sworn to defend. You feel a surge of pride, knowing that you've been entrusted with such a profound responsibility. You are a guardian of the skies, a protector of liberty, a warrior in the truest sense of the word. You know that your service comes at a price. You miss birthdays, holidays, and anniversaries. You spend long hours away from your loved ones, knowing that every time you take to the skies, you might not come back, but you wouldn't have it any other way. You believe in what you're fighting for, and you're willing to make the ultimate sacrifice to ensure that freedom prevails. You are a fighter pilot, and you are proud to serve. The skills and capabilities of fighter pilots extend far beyond the realm of combat. In times of crisis, they often find themselves on the front lines of humanitarian efforts, using their skills to deliver aid, evacuate civilians, and provide hope to those in need. Imagine yourself flying over a disaster zone, the ground below scarred by the forces of nature. You see flooded villages, collapsed buildings, and desperate people stranded on rooftops. You're not here to fight, but to help. Your jet, normally a weapon of war, is now a lifeline, carrying food, water, and medical supplies to those who need it most. You work tirelessly, flying mission after mission, pushing your aircraft and yourself to the limit. You know that every sortie, every pound of supplies delivered can make a difference between life and death for those on the ground. You see the gratitude in the eyes of those you help, and you feel a sense of purpose that transcends the thrill of combat. You are a fighter pilot, but you are also a human being, and you are compelled to act when others are in need. You are a testament to the fact that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and there are always those who are willing to risk their lives to help others. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the skies. Fighter pilots truly are the guardians of the skies, embodying bravery, skill, and dedication. They are the tip of the spear, the ones who put their lives on the line every day to protect our freedoms and keep us safe. They are the embodiment of courage, skill, and selflessness. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories of human potential and technological advancement. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.